I'm gonna do a nail tutorial for you guys. This is going to be my 2024 Coachella nails. These are going to be very funky nails. Definitely going to be using the airbrush machine, some aura vibes, maybe some water droplets and stuff on them. These were my Coachella nails last year. I loved these so much, and so did you guys. I never filmed a tutorial on them though. It's going to be a similar vibe, but not the same exact look. First, I need to remove these. My nails are pretty long underneath. I'm going to just clip off the extra gel extension. Excuse me. I just bought a new one of these because my last one broke and I have no idea how I even accomplished this. Okay, well I guess we're not gonna use that one. Well, since that broke, I'm just gonna take these big clippers. Okay, when I tell you all of my stuff has broken recently, I've had like the worst luck. I picked this up the other day and it just completely snapped off and I need to glue it back on really bad. Going in with my nail drill. That I also broke. I had a small ceramic nail bit in here and I accidentally dropped my drill and it snapped off and the part got stuck in there. So now it can only go this far, but it still works completely fine. It's just kind of like awkward. I'm gonna file off all of the polish and a little bit of the bulk with a ceramic nail bit. These are just my favorite. But before, always setting up my dust collector. So it's catching all of the excess powder in the air and then going in with a face mask so we're not breathing it in. Before I soak these, I am going to quickly file my nails into the shape I want, and the reason why I do this before I soak the stuff off, it's easier to file my nails with the hard gel still like on there, and it reduces the chance of my natural nail breaking or cracking. This is what it looks like when they're all shaped. I'm gonna go soak them off camera. To get a long-lasting set that doesn't pop off super quickly, lift at your cuticles, is to do good cuticle care. I take my cuticle remover and apply that little on my nail plate to scratch off the actual cuticle on the nail plate, and a little like on my skin to soften that up. I let that sit for like 15 seconds, and this is my favorite cuticle pusher. I've shown other ones in the past, but I got this one from Target, and I don't know what it is. It's just so perfect. After pushing them all back, I wipe all of that off, and then you have that little lip of skin, which is actually called the eponychium, that I'm going to remove with some cuticle nippers. This is my favorite part because it's just so satisfying and it makes your nails look so clean. But be careful because you can like cut yourself pretty easy, but I've been doing this for 10 years. So it's like muscle memory now. And then I'm going to apply my DIY cuticle oil. I have all of the ingredients and everything that I put in it in my nail organization video. I let this sit on my nails for like a good 30 minutes to really soak in, give my nails a little bit of a breather in between sets. But now it is time to move on to prep. I actually prep my gel extensions before everything, and these are the 𝙭Gel X Natural Round Long. And yes, I like my nails pretty long. These have just been my go-to, especially for when I want to do designs, because when I do designs, I'm gonna want something a little bit bigger to put more designs on it. I first size up all of my nails and set them aside, and then I'm going to apply some primer to them, only where my nail goes, not on the whole entire back side of the gel extension. You can go in with a nail drill with a sanding band or try and get a file in there. This just helps the adhesion process a lot. All of these steps that I'm showing you right now are pretty much just to get your nails to last longer, because the nails that I do last up to 5 weeks. I'm taking a buffer and I'm going to very, very lightly buff my natural nail. And when I say lightly, I'm barely doing it just to give it a little bit of texture. If you apply gel extensions or even just nail polish to like shiny or like smooth nails, it's gonna peel off, it's gonna pop off. Just make sure not to buff too much, because if you buff too much, it actually makes your nails smoother and then it will do the adverse effect effect and make your nails pop off. So you want them to be a little bit rough, but also you don't want to go too crazy because you don't want to like file down your natural nail too much because it's not good for your nails. Removing all of that powder and previous cuticle oil with a little rubbing alcohol wipe, and now applying a very thin layer of primer on my natural nails. If you apply too much, it can actually make your nails pop off. Now going in with a layer of Extend Gel on all of my natural nails. A lot of people ask if this is necessary. It very much is necessary. It's going to help thicken your nails so your gel extensions don't bend. It's going to give them a little bit better form. So in the long run, it helps your nails not to like snap off. Also, after you cure it, you're going to notice that your nails are sticky, aka the inhibition layer. If it was a top coat, you would remove that with a rubbing alcohol wipe. But with this step, you do not want to remove this sticky layer because it's actually helping the adhesion process, and it's going to make your nails stay on so much better. Always at the end of painting my nails, even though I've been doing this so long, sometimes you can get a little in your cuticles. I take a little nail art brush with some acetone and always clean it up because I don't want it to cure in there. And also, you just want to be careful not to get gel on your skin because it can cause an allergic reaction, which has happened to me. But it only happens if I get it on my skin, so I just have to be really careful. Then I'm going to cure that for 60 to 90 seconds, whatever it says on the bottle. Always read your nail polish bottles. Now it is time for application of the actual gel extensions. Always having a little flash cure light on the side when you're doing gel extensions. Yes, you can use your big nail lamp, but it's really difficult, I'm not gonna lie. The flash cure light is so much easier to maneuver under it. Taking that same Extend Gel, painting a thin layer of that Extend Gel on the gel extension of the length of our natural nail. And then I scrape off a little bit of a glob. Honestly, this is trial and error with everybody watching right now. It depends on your nail length, how much you need to apply. And right now I need to apply a little bit more because my natural nails are a little bit longer. Sometimes you can accidentally have it squirt out around the cuticle. And yes, you can cure it and file it off with a sanding band after, but what I do is I'll quickly just have a nail art brush on the side with acetone and just take my hand off for a second, swipe it off, and then keep curing. And this is honestly the quickest part of the entire process, is applying the nails. The longest part for me is definitely cuticle prep and nail design. And then you need to cure it fully again in a big curing lamp. If you're watching this and you're doing gel extensions and you only own a flash cure light, you need to stop because flash cure lights do not fully cure gel. Even though it feels like it, it's not fully cured. All the chemicals and stuff in that gel are going to seep into your natural nail, and it's sitting on your skin pretty much for an extended amount of time, leading to an allergic reaction, and you could be allergic to gel for the rest of your life, and it could be very intense. So you need to fully cure them in a big nail lamp. So now I'm gonna remove the shine on my nails, but I'm just gonna go on the lowest setting with a normal sanding band. And this part's very quick. Also going to go around, lightly blend in the hard edge of the gel extension, but I'm really making sure I'm not filing my natural nail because then that's gonna create a ring of fire and there's gonna be a weird indentation in your nail, and that's not what we want. Next step that I don't think I've included in my routines on YouTube yet, taking a little bit of acetone on a flat brush like this and going along the edge of the gel extension. And this kind of helps just melt it into the natural nail, so it's a little bit more seamless, and this really helps with lifting. I like my nails to be a little bit skinnier. I don't know what it is. I feel like it just makes my hands look so much more feminine. And no matter what gel extensions I get, I have to do this. So I always make them a little bit skinnier, and I did take a little bit of the length off because these are like the tiniest bit too long. I just wanted them a little bit shorter, but I still want them really long, so there's a bunch of room for some cool designs. Now I'm gonna seal the gel extension in with another layer of Extend Gel. I honestly see no difference in the 𝙈𝙨 Extend Gel and the sensitive one, but I'm running out of my normal one, so we're gonna go in with the sensitive one, just because I have more of it and it's gonna be easier to paint on. Now it is design time. First off, we have to get all of our base colors down because I'm gonna be doing a lot of airbrush work. 𝙤𝙪𝙧𝙚 and me were besties. She is my favorite base color. I apply 2 layers of that, making sure to always clean up around my cuticles. And then you guys are just gonna see all the colors I apply. I'm not gonna narrate this entire part because you guys have eyes and can see colors. But I always apply 2 coats of each polish, curing it in between to get it really open. Always when going in with an airbrush machine, I go in with liquid latex tape. I paint that surrounding my entire nail and bring it down a little bit because the airbrush can kind of go everywhere sometimes. And it looks a little crazy right now, but it actually dries down and it looks more clear. I get a lot of questions on the airbrushing because I have airbrushing down. In this video, I am using the airbrush I got from Amazon because for some reason, the more expensive 𝙈𝙨 one that I got won't charge and it will not work. So for the texture, you kind of just have to learn on your own. You don't want it to be too thick because it'll clog your airbrush machine, and you don't want it to be too thin because then it's just gonna like spray out weird and it's gonna look super wet. And I just make nail polish in acetone, and this is just a slow process. Like, take your time. I think I go in like 3 separate times, airbrushing and curing, airbrushing and curing, airbrushing and curing, because you want a very even gradient. I'm doing a cream gradient on my thumb, my ring finger, and my pinky. Clean the airbrush machine, I just flush it out with acetone until it's clear. I'm creating an orange aura on my middle finger. We're almost done. And then lastly, on the left hand, I'm going in with a pink aura for the pointer finger. Now you could totally just leave it here because this looks beautiful, but I like to add designs on top of them, and these are pretty hard to explain. It's either I think of a design in my head and just do it, or I see a picture on Pinterest and just like look at it and copy it. But long nail art brushes are honestly the way to go. The shorter they are, I feel like the less control you have over them, and I know that sounds kind of funny, but for some reason, the longer ones work better. And I really, really love how this one turned out. For my thumb, I've been seeing this trend a lot where it's like outlining auras with a different colored polish, or actually like the polish that is inside the aura, but I thought this would look so cute with pink. I just went in with a normal French tip on my middle finger, drawing a vertical line where I want the French tip to end, and then a horizontal line connecting that, curving the edges in and filling it in. Once you have French tips down, just like honestly, get a fake hand and practice this, and you're gonna have it down, and you'd be able to do a whole entire set of French tips in like 10 minutes. I felt like the set was still boring, so I wanted to go in with some blooming gel. I feel like blooming gel just spices up a nail look so quickly and makes like people take like a second look at it and they're like, oh, like how did you do that? Only applying it to like half of my pinky and then taking this brown color and just like swiping it on there. I had no idea what I was doing for this. I was just like messing around, but it ended up looking good. Before I cure it, I always let it sit for a second to actually bloom. I do my hands completely separately because if you have two hands of like sticky gel nail polish, hairs are gonna get everywhere. It's just gonna be a mess. I've learned it's a lot easier to just do one hand at a time. Applying all of my base colors. Pinky out for some reason. I think I like didn't know what design I was doing yet and just started like moving on to doing my aura. But I made this very cute pink aura on my thumb, and I kind of just want to do a whole set of just these. This is so pretty. Adding an orange gradient to the tip of my nail on my pointer finger. And then I ended up adding just a cream color on my pinky because I finally like figured out what I wanted to do. Going in with that blooming gel again and adding that to half of my nail on my pointer finger, and I just added a bunch of white dots. I don't know what I was going for. Sometimes I just run with it. And it turned out pretty cool. And then I knew I wanted another swirly design, so I went in with a light yellow and just kind of made whatever design this is. Going in with blooming gel again on our whole pinky nail. First dotted completely in a straight line down the middle and then on the sides of that line. And this is actually how you do tortoiseshell nails, obviously with different colors, but tell me this doesn't give you giraffe vibes. That wasn't intentional. So moving back to the other hand, I go in with top coat on my thumb. But now taking builder gel, you can go in with hard gel. It just needs to be a little bit of a stiffer gel so it doesn't just like bloom super quickly. I'm just gonna create little water droplets, and this is pretty easy. You just like dot it down and go in little circular motions to make a little bead. You can let it bloom out however you want, but you want it to look like a water droplet. So I cure it pretty fast. I needed something else for my ring finger because it was looking a little boring. Applied a little hard gel because I'm going to go in with a little star. And then I encapsulate it again with hard gel on top of that. Because a lot of times the gold on the stars will rub off and you really want to make sure there's like a thick layer on top of it. And then on my pointer finger, applying some hard gel and little pearls just to add a little bit more because why not? I go in with top coat on all of my nails except for my thumb because we already added top coat and water droplets. And then I don't know why I didn't film this, but I rubbed off all of my nails with rubbing alcohol, and then I applied top coat to my other hand off camera, applying our cuticle oil generously, and I also put it like underneath my nails because it can get really dry under there. For some reason didn't film my right middle and ring finger, but on my middle finger I just added water droplets like I did on my other thumb, and then I also outlined my ring finger with the pink like I did my thumb as well, so you guys already saw it. airbrushing, swirly designs, water droplets, blooming gel. I'm always here for a good mix matched nail look. I feel like they're giving Coachella vibes. As always, everything I use is linked in the description. Full transparency, I do make a little bit of commission off of that, but it helps me make more videos, and if you buy from those, I definitely appreciate it. But I love you guys so much. There will definitely be a Coachella video, a long one, either before this or right after this. But I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!
I don't know if you like the way I put my words together, but I need you to stick with me just like some birds of feathers. But like bricks to